Red Wing head coach Todd McClellan, love that he said it, hate that he had to. Right? I love that he'll say it and call guys out. I hate that he's talking about multiple guys being passengers floating around on the ice as they get ready for a second half run here.
You just had a coach in town say, guys out there are just jerseys. Like, it's pretty insulting.
Well, it's insulting, but it's true, right? I mean, he's not saying it to say, like, he means it. So that's a problem. I mean, they did not end the first half well. They're 1-1 coming back, but this is what the coach is seeing with his own two eyes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes me anxious as we get into the month that is the nightmare month. I mean, over the last 3 years, they're 12-31 in the month of March, and that's including a season where McClellan was here, and they went 4-10 last season.
Trade deadline aside, it does feel like this team responds when Todd McClellan addresses it. Now, I don't know how often he's addressed it. Now, okay, it's only 2 games back from the Olympic break. Obviously, he was addressing it over it when they had their mini training camp, blah, blah, blah. How much has he addressed this individually before he's actually said, you know what, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to go public with this?
Yeah, I don't know, John. It's a good point. I mean, we don't know what happens behind closed doors. I just know publicly to have the coach be...
Well, my point is, I don't think he goes public as his first weapon.
Right, but that almost makes me feel worse, that this is probably something he's repeated to them over and over again, stressed to them over and over again, and feels I have to say it publicly because these jerseys aren't playing hockey. Remember when he first got here? Play effing hockey?
Yeah.
It's still not apparently sunk into some of these dudes, and they are still in. They have a cushion. They have a deadline. The odds would tell you they're going to make it. I got to tell you, it's far from a guarantee, and I would love a few things to calm down the anxiety. One, a few less jerseys, a few more hockey players, a move from Steve Yzerman that isn't just, hey, get a stiff like Tyler Myers, but like an actual move, the needle move, and get this team in the postseason.
So we got some candidates on the text that just came in about who are the, quote, jerseys.
I'd love to hear this, yeah.
Cough, cough, Patrick Kane.
I don't... Look, I know he's not a 200-foot player anymore. I don't think the coach is calling out his veteran
names?
leader.
More. I think we expected these. Comfer and Rasmussen.
Oh, yeah.
Jansen.
Comfer, Rasmussen, Finney. I'm looking at guys that it's not. He's not talking about Larkin or Raymond.
He's basically calling them floaters or ice time consumers.
Yeah. Well, he's not talking Sider, Raymond, Edvinson, although he had a bad turnover the other day, but he's not talking about Edvinson. He's talking about the guys who are filling out the third and fourth lines, the second and third pairs.
Which is why I believe this is also and maybe he's had conversations with Steve Yzerman, and Steve Yzerman is not responding the way that Todd is hoping he'll respond.
What about ASP?
I think they know what they have in him. He's a very young player. It's why they shelter his minutes. The minutes have been dipping as the season's gone on. They know this is the most professional hockey he's played in a calendar year. I'm not trying to bury a rookie. Let's just call it what it is, though. They know they have a guy they have to hide him on the ice, and they don't want to put him in the D zone for long stretches of time. Like, they know that's an area they have to upgrade. It's just, are they going to follow through and do it? Because that could energize this team. If Larkin said it a year ago, and you're saying Todd's angling for it this year,
how do you see it any other way?
I agree. Then the person who has to see it, though, is the guy who makes the phone calls.
The only reason I brought him up is with a young player who doesn't have a track record, it could be an indirect way to inspire him to get more minutes.
Sure.
Because he already knows what he has in a few of these other veteran bums.
Text says Stevie will get it done this year. Coaching definitely let it be known that there are bums collecting checks. Moves will be made this week. Get both the defenseman from Toronto to go with Austin Matthews from Toronto. He's being chased out after the Olympics.
Did you hear that last week?
I know they weren't happy with him.
No, so Mike threw it out there.
Okay.
About throw the, go. This is a chance to get a star.
Okay, so the idea here is if he's if he's available, yeah, of course you're going for him.
Thing is,
Toronto's in last place, but are they going to trade their best player? I don't see it.
You'd be giving up a lot.
Sure, what's a lot? I'm getting firsts don't matter to me, so
multiple firsts and
two
at
or
least
three,
a couple
young Danielson, Carter Bear,
ASP.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I know they like him, and he's the first-round pick, and he's kind of sped up his development to get the National Hockey League as quickly as he did. But, yeah, I mean, we're talking Austin Matthews here. All of a sudden, is Larkin your second center? Isn't that what everybody thinks he is as a second center on a title team?
Yeah. No, I mean,
how much better is this team up the middle at that point?
I don't think a move like that.
No, I don't.
I think that's an off-season move.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Austin Matthews, Oliver Ekman-Larsson will plan the parade. Like, yeah, I'm on board. I just don't know how real it is. McDavid available too, or is that okay?
There are Pettersson rumors out there.
If you'd like to talk about it for a second, I don't know what you make of him because he's a player who feels like a shell of himself, but he's still relatively young. He's like 26 years? No, 26 years old. 27.
Yeah, I think so. 27. Yeah.
Former 100-point season, right? But his contract's bloated. They are not going to retain any salary. So to me, that is, I'm buying super low. Like, I'm not gutting my system for Pettersson.
Well, and is he another guy that's just adding another jersey?
Well, that would be
for
the risk.
What he's making.
Your highest paid player he would be. Mm-hmm. And if he's truly a lost soul in the game of hockey, are you putting him on this team? That's certainly a concern I'd have. Do you feel like your culture is that of a bunch of guys who play really hard every night?
And you just don't have enough talent, but you got some guys that are just giving it all they got?
No. Look, they've got the cap space. It would be bold. I would be very curious if they made the move. It would tell me that Yzerman sees a player who has a second gear that they could unlock. But that's a messy one because of the money. They don't want to retain. They have to rebuild. They know they have to rebuild. How they navigate him is going to be fascinating.
See, I think a win today could potentially make the Predators a seller. They're only a few points out of the playoffs, but you know, their big free agent swing a couple years ago has not worked out. There's some intriguing names there.
Yeah.
What, are you going to finally get Stamkos?
Well, there you go. Nashville's 2 or 3 points out of the playoffs. Going to be a tough game. Go Wings. It's from a text. Yeah, they're hanging in. Nashville is. Is Stamkos the type of player they would be looking to add? Like he scores. This team needs to score 5-on-5. Is he more of a power? I haven't looked at his numbers, but at this stage, is that more of a power play guy as opposed to a back checking postseason push?
Probably the former.
Yeah.
He's got term.
Yeah, we know that. They gave him a 4-year deal that we didn't want to hand out, right? Wasn't that the whole deal?
No, I think we're doing fantasy GM stuff.
Yeah.
To me, I would expect a moderate trade for a third or fourth defenseman.
Yeah, probably. Probably the Tyler Myers thing or an equivalent. Right?
I mean, when you have your coach saying what he says, you go get him something that's going to help them, but you don't do something drastic because there's far bigger issues that can't be addressed now, need to be addressed in the offseason.
So I said I have some anxious energy, some anxiety. John, how would you describe as they're about to play their first game of the month tonight?
Well, I think their leadership, and I'm not talking about, I've mentioned this, I have a lot of respect for what Todd McClellan is doing. And I think he knows with this team, because he was there in training camp, he's had that extra time without Larkin, without Lucas Raymond, but just to be focusing on the guys that, and a lot of them, just jerseys, skating around. I think he's in tune to what will motivate these guys.
Right.
And I think this is part of the plan. I do think March is better. I don't think March is going to be anywhere like it was the first couple months of the season. It's going to be tougher, as we know. But I do think that they come out of it in better position than they have.
Well, this texter will be happy that you said it because he says, I can't stand Costa spelling the month all month long. Please make him stop.
I got to tell you real quick, I'm not a fan of the bit. I didn't send that text, but...
Yeah. Well, thank you. Every time he says the month of March,
Tom,
I pointed out, hey, Tom, you said the month of March.
Can we just say March?
With all due respect, I'm not a fan of their bit.